So I watched yet another Taiwanese movie today. Not because I specifically wanted to watch Taiwanese movies. It just so happened that they were Taiwanese for some reason. I'm not sure how it ended up being. Anyway, yeah, I think last time though. No, I mean, I can only remember one of the Taiwanese movies I watched besides the other one I watched today. So I'm not sure if that's because I haven't watched many or they're not memorable, but yeah, I can only remember a political romance that I watched quite some time ago. That I also commented on, but yeah, slightly different. These two were, but yeah. So this was Ninth Precinct, which doesn't say much really about anything. But it like many other movies, it begins interestingly, but then sort of derails itself. I think the problem here in this movie specifically is the fact that there are usually it's with series, when they have episodes and they all focus on a certain theme or not. I mean, some series can just build up to a finality, This, of course, is the movie equivalent of building up, I suppose. It doesn't exactly always go in the direction it does. I mean, at the beginning, there isn't that. I don't know if it's because I have a preference for sort of standalone narratives or such, or even if it's within a movie. But I mean, like those couple that they did at the beginning, they're sort of an introduction to what happens there, were more interesting, shall we say, than what happened later, which seemed to be a bit incoherent and random and weird. Not that weird isn't generally, I mean, better than usual. Actually, it didn't have. I mean, it had some quirks, like whenever that female colleague of his, was possessed by someone and she started drinking and being strange. Yeah, so that's an interesting oddity, But other than that, though, I don't know. They try to have some serious stuff within it, So and they inserted serious stuff, but it doesn't quite. I don't know, it didn't work because I don't know. Just it's not like with the other movies I watched, where they were too comedic, so serious stuff cannot be taken seriously. This wasn't too comedic. This was barely comedic at all. But I don't know. The serious stuff. Apart from those couple that they did there was a couple of cases with the supposed ghosts. Those were, as I said, interesting and effective, I think. But yeah, the problem, of course, was the makeup of the ghosts. It was just bizarre, It sort of took away from it. It was inconsistent and yeah, sort of like the makeup of J. Edgar. Very horrid looking sort of makeup, sometimes can ruin movies, really. I mean, so this is Ghost, so in a way it's even less relevant. It's not exactly comparing it to anything real life. I mean, ghosts are usually done however they're done, but it still sort of distracts a bit. I don't know, maybe they could have just went the usual way of making them transparent, not with any makeup. I mean, they still did a bit of transparency, but they still relied on makeup. So, yeah. Otherwise, it was interesting, but then it was a bit too single-minded, I suppose, and yeah. And I don't know. Ultimately, it didn't seem to be as interesting as it could have been. From those couple of cases at the beginning, it could have went on to be as interesting as those cases. It wasn't so much, though.